Hi everybody, Mr. Clark here again. So we have to continue our discussion of polynomials and their operations. And today we're going to be multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. And so here I've made one up for us to study. So the monomial, of course, is the 2x squared, because that's a single term. That's what mono means. And the polynomial is right here, many. I could have called that a trinomial, because there's 3 terms. But this is a general discussion here. So if I want to multiply these together, I just distribute the 2x through by multiplying. So let's see how we do that. So here's the original expression. So I'm going to say the 2x squared times the 4x to the 4th. That's right there. I'm going to say the 2x squared times the minus 3x squared is right there. Make sure you keep the signs in here. The 2x squared times the plus 15. So there it is. That's the distribution of the 2x squared through. So of course now I have to simplify. So we're going to simplify these. We're going to multiply the whole numbers together. And then we're going to use the addition property of exponents. Okay, so the addition property of exponents, if they have a common base, we can add the powers. And so if I do that, let's see what we get. So I have 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 plus 4 is 6. I have 2 times a minus 3 is a minus 6. And 2 plus 2 is 4. And then I have 2 times the 15, well, that's 30. And I just keep the x squared. All right. So we're starting this quick unit on multiplying polynomials together. And we're going to start with the simplest one I can think of, but that's a monomial times a polynomial. So I made up this problem here. First thing we did, we distributed it through carefully here so we could see what was happening. And then we simplified each of these terms here by multiplying the whole numbers together and then using the addition property of exponents. Okay, so I was 2 times 4 is 8, and then I would say 2 plus 4 is 6, etc. to get that answer. So I hope you understand that, but I think we probably need a more complicated example. So let's try another example. Here's another example. All right, I made this one a little more difficult. Number one, I have a minus sign here, so we're going to have to be watching out for 2 minuses as a plus. Then I have another variable in there, so instead of just x's, I have y's. Okay, so we have to be careful when we're using the addition property of exponents to make sure we have a common base. So let's just distribute. You just have to distribute and not think too much. So I'm just going to multiply the term out here, the monomial. I'm just going to multiply it times this guy here. And then I'm going to go again, multiply this times that. And I'm going to say the 2x squared y cubed and times the 15x. Very similar to the last problem. First step is just to distribute. Keep all the signs in there. All right, so now, we're going to simplify by multiplying the whole numbers, just like we did in the previous example. We're going to be adding the powers together on the same variable, so you got to watch out here. That's called the common base. So let's see if we can get that together. So I copy this here. Here I have this, what we distributed up here. So there that is. So I just copied it again. What does that become? So I've tried to do some simplifications here. So let's just look at this guy here. So I said negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And I said 2 plus 4, just look at the x's, powers on the x's. That's my common base. 2 plus 4 is 6. And now we'll look at the y. Is there another y over here? Yes, there is. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay. Now I'm going to try to simplify this one over here. So I have 2. Well, there's nothing over here, but I have 2 negatives. A negative times a negative is a positive here. And now I'm just going to go with, common base here. So I have 2 plus 3 is 5 on the x's, and 3 plus 3 is 6 on the y's. And finally, the last one is just what? I have negative 2 times 15, that's negative 30. And I have an x over here. There's no 1 written, but that's 2 plus 1, right, is 3. The y doesn't have anybody to combine with. He just stays the same. And then you pull them all together, make it look nice. Get rid of all the spaces I had. And there's my answer. So I just, pulled them all together. So on this example, I made it a little more complicated. So I put more than one variable in there. Put a negative out front. You're going to have to see that. If you're on SAT or something. First step was the same. I just distributed. Okay. Then after I did that, I worked on the simplifications. I'm going to multiply the whole numbers together. Right, negative 2 times 2 was negative 4. But now I have to be careful. I have to look for the common base before I can add the exponents. So I looked on the x here. I had 2 plus 4 was 6. And then I had the y's was 3 plus 4 was the 7. And then I went down the line. Did that with the other terms, and I was careful to watch out for the 2 minuses. Is a plus here. Okay. And then that was my answer here. I just combined it all together. And I got it. All right, well, time for you guys to try something. All right? So let's see if you can do some of these. So I'll just leave that up there. We'll work on number 1 in a minute. Try number 1 right now. I'll give you some time to see if you can try number 1. See if you can get that answer. Hope everybody is safe and healthy at home. All right, here's this answer here. So it's not too difficult, except I got the minus out here. So that would be a minus 2, and I add these powers together. 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, so that's really a minus 1 times a minus here. 2 minuses is a plus. There's that 2 minuses is a plus. And then I'm going to say 2 plus 7 is 9. I'm going down the line here. So that's a negative 1 times 8 is a negative 8. And 2 plus 1, I didn't write the 1. 2 plus 1 is x cubed. And then I'm going to go say 2 minuses is a plus. So that's an 11 x squared. I know I got a lot of minuses in here, but you got to learn to do some of the more tricky ones. All right, try number 2, please. All right, let's see what you got for 2. Well, it's nice on this problem, there was no minus out here, so you just got to really just multiply the whole numbers together and add the powers. So you got to watch out for the different variables. So I'm going to have 2, and then I have my x's. I'm going to have 5 plus 5 is 10. The y's is going to be 5 plus 2 is 7. Right? I go on to the next term. 2 times 5 is 10. And then I'm just going to add the powers together. I have 5 plus 4 is 9. Y doesn't have anybody over here, so he just stays y to the 5th. Okay, we just keep moving down the line. 2 times 8 is 16. And I have x to the 5th and a single x, so 5 plus 1 is 6. And I have the same thing for the y. 5 plus 1 is 6, so we have y to the 6th. And finally, on the last one, the constant term, well, I just say 2 times minus 7 is minus 14, and there's no buddies at all over here, so I just copy whatever I started with over there. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Try that one. It's important you actually try these, and it's one of the reasons why my videos are long. Is, if you just kind of work through it, try some of these, you get some of them right, find your mistakes, then you learn something. All right, see what we got the answer for here. Well, this one I put that negative outside here again. So one way to look at the negative when you're multiplying is just going to flip all the signs in here. That's a positive, 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 negative. So if I flip that, I should have what? Negative, 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 positive. It's real easy. All right, so here, when I look at it, so I'm going to have 2 x's, that's x squared, and I'm going to have a y cubed, x squared, y cubed. This guy's got a 6, so I expect to have a 30. It's got a 2. 2 times 5 is 10, so negative 10 because of this out here. And then I have 2, 5. 5 times 5 is 25, but 2 minuses is a plus. All right, so hopefully you got that one. Let's go on to the next one. Try number 4. 4 is a little easier. I just put a number out front. So is that a polynomial times a polynomial? Well, yes, it is. So that's the polynomial. The monomial was the constant term. So don't get confused on that. Numbers can wear many hats. We looked at it from many different ways. So let's just do this one quickly. It's pretty easy because there's no variables out here, so all the variables should just stay the same. So I should have an xy and x squared. So everything's the same. All I'm doing is just multiplying the whole numbers together. So minus 3 times 5 is minus 15. Minus 3 times minus 6, 2 minuses is a plus for 18. 2 minuses is a plus, I need a 15, and then I need 2 minuses is a plus for 33. All right, and let's try the last one. Wow, I don't even have a number out there. Oh, yes, I do. It's a negative 1. Okay. So if you use the flip the sign rules, all you do is just flip the signs and all the blue here, polynomial inside, and you would be done. Let's see. Yep. So all I did was just flip the signs here on the inside polynomial. So that's really what, when you multiply by a minus, all the signs flip. All right, so I hope you had some success at that. So basically, I'm done for now on this part. So it's time for your homework. 6 problems. Number 6, I put 3 variables in there, x, y, z. So don't get too confused here. And just try to write these on this piece of scratch paper and then try to turn them in your Google Classroom. It's pretty much the same patterns we just studied, except for 6. So, watch out when the negatives out front here. Some students sometimes like to just forget about it. Okay. So that's it for today. So till next time, Mr. Clark is out.